Hey, what's going on, everybody? Today we are looking, of course, as you can see here, this is the T2 Evo. This is the latest iteration of the mighty T2 line, and this is not the stock cable or the tips. I added these on later, but I'm just showing you it has that typical shape, and of course, yes, it has the MMCX. That's a little difficult to get off, but eventually it will wear in. And with a little force, you can pop it off, just like that, and knock everything over. But other than that, it's on there. The tolerances are a little on the tight side, but it does get better in time. Just, be warned. Do not pull on the MMCX things when connecting this, because of the fact that they're very tight, and you could just pull that right off the cable that comes with it. We're going to look at the cable since it fell over. This is a nice cable. It's a very tight weave. Of course, it's got all aluminum fittings, the splitter right here, the MMCX connectors, and of course the 3.5 millimeter at the end. So the only caveat being with this is that these are a little on the tight side, and I would recommend using a removal tool if you have one. I wish I did. I don't. And also, this won't fit phones with cases because it's a little on the bigger side. And that's not a bad thing because you can use some kind of adapter or something like that. I personally was using this for a lot of the testing. The Go Blue, so I didn't need an adapter. Okay, looking at the unit itself, it is that shape that we're used to with the tins. There's the MMCX connector. I really wish they would switch over the 2-pin. There's the nozzle. It's not the longest nozzle in the world. It's actually quite stubby, but it's kind of the shape kind of makes up for it. It doesn't seem like other ones, like rounder shapes or the guitar pick shapes. They kind of don't provide a lot of isolation when they're very short like that. You get red on the right, obviously, and blue on the left. A little smile there, I guess. So let's look at some of the specs for this. I'm gonna go right up to the specs, which are way at the top of my list. I shouldn't include pictures with my list because it takes a long time getting to the stuff I want. Let's see. The driver unit is a single 10mm dynamic driver per side. The driver is a carbon composite diaphragm. Trying to think of something else that had a carbon composite. Well, I think maybe the diamond. I think it was the K-Bear diamond. I like that a lot too. And I do like this a lot. The only reason why I switched out the cable and the tips because I just wanted to tune it just a little differently. Otherwise, as is stock, which is the way I test everything, it was good. Very good. You'll always notice I will test everything stock because it's not fair. There are a million tips. There are a million different cables out there. And I'm not going to force you to have my cable or my tips. You want to make it your own. So I'm going to test it stock, and I'm going to tell you what I think about it stock. And then if there's some things about it that you like and you want to improve, then you do it your way, and customize it to your liking. Okay, so we have the 10mm carbon composite diaphragm dynamic driver. I'm trying to say that 10 times fast. 32 ohms, 93 decibels of sensitivity, 10 to 20 kilohertz. So it's 10 hertz to 20 kilohertz of frequency response, which is unusual. Usually you get the 20-20. And I'm going to go back to the sound notes, so they'll be there. So in a nutshell, I can give you the sound and what I thought of it. So of course, yes, it comes with this cable, which is very decent. I've never actually had a tin cable where I didn't like it. Looking back here, you get the white tips that come with it actually inside the box. I'm going to just open this box up over here. As you can see, you get all these white tips. There's some loose ones in there because of the stock ones. You get a warranty and a manual as well, and a nice box with velvet inside of it, partially. Overall, the box presentation is very, very nice. Of course, they do a great job with their products. You get these nice classic blue. I have a few of these lying around. I really like these for foam. I mean, I do have specific brands that I like, and tin is actually one of them. I'll put that cable back up there if it'll stay. And we'll grab this and just look at this a little more. So we're going to start at the bottom end of these. Now, I'm going to just note that comfort was excellent with these. And I also got very good isolation despite that short nozzle. I found it a little bit better when I added aftermarket tips that I liked. But other than that, yeah, no problems there. Comfort was good. I think build quality is decent. I mean, I haven't had these long term, so I can't say anything. But overall, decent. Take care of them, and I think they should last quite some time. I like that mesh over the nozzle, by the way. Just overall, I like the shape of these. I really regret not having the original T2s. And I don't know why I got rid of the pluses that I had. Okay, so looking at my notes here, we're going to start with the lows. And I want to keep this as simple as possible. I wrote all kinds of fancy schmancy stuff up there. We're not going to give that to you. Maybe I'll write that in the review, in the written review. But this is the video review, and you want to get to the point. Lows. The lows are not overpowering at all. They have some very good control. And it's not to say that they don't have a lot of nice depth, especially with the sub bass. They do have some depth there. There's a lot of nice rumble down below, especially with bass boosted tracks and stuff like that. But there's some very good representation there of the sub bass, but it does have a fast decay, so it doesn't hang around a long time. And it seems to be a little bit more overpowered by the mid bass, which is very punchy and prominent, and adds some really nice thickness to it overall. I would say that the mid bass is a little bit stronger. That said, we get into the mids. So, in a nutshell, the bass is good. It's controlled. It's kind of on the neutral side, but it is there and it is prominent enough. But I think that the mids themselves are definitely something a bit more prominent in this pair, as well as the treble. So mids obviously have a very nice sound to them. They're open and they have some good transparency. There's some definitely nice clarity to them. And although the lower mids are a little bit warm, they're extremely clear. They're very neutral, and the upper mids have a nice elevation to them without being shouty. Female vocals are just forward and very, very full. They present very, very nicely and not shouty at all, just perfect. Not to say that male vocals aren't good. They are still good there, but I think there's just a little bit more emotion with the female vocals. Mids and instruments and all that, there's a nice separation there as well. So we go into the treble, and the highs have an elevation. They definitely, you can hear each instrument like cymbals and guitar and stuff like that. There's very nice crispiness to them. There's some sparkle up there, and although they seem to be emphasized, they never get harsh. There's nothing there that's very sibilant or ear-piercing or anything like that. They're just well presented, but I can see treble heads really liking that overall, because the highs have a really good presentation. Some really good air up in there as well. We get into soundstage and imaging. Now, the soundstage is far above average, in my opinion. Has some good width, some height, some depth to it. Maybe not quite equal, but it seems like it's all basically in the same space. It has a natural kind of an organic feel to it, because it just doesn't reach far away where like other pairs do, where it seems kind of unnatural sounding. an overly like a 7.1 surround or something like that. This is just perfectly, just outside the expanses of your head, like nature and stuff like that. So it's very good. Soundstage and imaging are very good. Imaging has a lot of good, stuff to it. There, I'm getting a message. Sorry, kind of distracted me. The imaging is good. It has some good accuracy. Um, I think that on busier tracks, the congestion kind of hinders it just a little bit, soundstage and imaging. But other than that, on most tracks, you're going to find that it's very good. And with gaming, you're going to find that it's also very good. Use these for gaming, especially with RPGs, the atmosphere and everything. That kind of natural wide soundstage, very good. So soundstage is expansive. Bass is very good, controlled, and neutral. Mids are extremely pleasant and rich, and highs have very good sparkle and detail to them overall. And there's overall good detail throughout. So, honestly, if you're looking for something that's neutral and bright, and you want, something that's going to be comfortable and last, then the T2 Evo would definitely be that. So, in a nutshell, it's neutral and bright. It's comfortable. It seems to be built well. It looks great. It's got that nostalgic look. Um, Overall, it comes with some really nice accessories. The packaging is good overall too. And the sound is great. It really has a very nice tuning to it. I found that it was pleasant, and you could listen to this a long time. I mean, I do like more bass, but this kind of bass you can listen to for a while. There's no fatigue whatsoever with the treble bass or anything on these. They're definitely not shouty. They're not harsh. They're not sibilant. They're just right, to be quite honest. And I wasn't sure starting out, but I do like these. And I did add the cable and to knock down a little bit of the brightness. And I did put on these bass tips here to get a little bit more emphasis on the bass. But other than that, they're just right the way they are. You tune them the way you want, put your own cable, put your own thing. Remember that the MMCX is a little on the tight side. Other than that, I can't think of anything about these that people wouldn't want. This is the original T1, T2, I mean, reborn, and yeah, I really do like it. I could definitely recommend it. That said, we're getting toward the 15-minute mark. It's actually almost 13. And there's nothing more I can say. I do like them. I like them. I like the high presentation. I'm not a big person who likes overly powerful highs, but when they have a crispiness to them and they don't sound metallic or just splashy, I like that. I really like that because I want to hear the cymbals. I don't want to hear a cymbal that's just off in the distance somewhere and you can just barely make out what they're doing, or if they're using brushes like in jazz. I want to hear that, and I like the fact that you can get that level of detail out of these. So neutral, bright, very good, very comfortable, and overall nice accessories. This has been the T2 Evo from Tin-HiFi, and I'll leave a link down below to where you can get these. I hope that this was informative, and I will see you again somewhere out on the internet with our reviews on some of the other things that are coming up. Thank you so much, and please be safe.